And welcome back to Newsday. Thank you for staying tuned. The clamor for an Anioma state out of the present-day Anambra and Delta states is one out of many which have been tabled before the members of the National Assembly for consideration. The promoters of the new state are confident that when subjected to all the parameters for carving out such an administrative territory, that Anioma state would pass with flying colors. One of such positive people is Chief Tony Ogana, who is the media and publicity director of Anioma State Creation Project, and he joins us now to discuss the necessity for Anioma State and why the clamor for more states are persisting in spite of the fiscal challenges facing the states of the Federation. Great to have you here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, given the economic struggles that Nigeria is currently facing, where many existing states already struggle with physical viability and also rely heavily on federal allocations, what are the specific and compelling economic justifications for the creation of another state in Nigeria?
Thanks for that question. The Anioma state we are looking for is currently ensconced in Delta State. Delta State is one of the Niger Delta states. Now, that is the richest part of Nigeria in terms of oil and gas. So even if you were to divide the state into two parts, if Anioma goes, the real Delta will remain, or Delta will remain, or to quote Senator Ede Dafinone, Etiop State will remain, or Robo State will remain with their cousins and all that. Both states will still be viable. Now, the last allocation Delta State government got was 128 billion. That is the highest in Nigeria. Even if you were to bifurcate it into two, divide it into two, that's about 60 billion, thereabouts, either way, is still viable. And Anioma has something that most other states don't have. We have Asaba, a capital that is already there, so we don't have to build a new government house. We don't have to build a new commissioner's quarters. There are many higher institutions around there. There are courts there, both magistrate court, high courts there. So it's not as if we're building a state capital from the scratch. No, Anioma is already up and running. Asaba is already up and running. Then our greatest point in Anioma is the human resource. Can you talk about journalism in Nigeria today without talking about Anioma? Can you talk about banking in Nigeria today without talking about Anioma? I can go on and on. Anioma is ready to run. We are viable. We have oil. We have gas. Internally generated revenue is also one of the highest in Nigeria, outside Lagos and Ogun State. And our demand has been the longest standing demand. I don't know how old you ladies are. I'm told it's bad manners to ask ladies their age. But I'm 61. The struggle has been on since 71 years ago. I recall when I was still in my teens, my father would drag me to the car for an Anioma meeting. And I would keep saying to myself, oh, this thing is boring and all that. I never knew God was preparing me for a day like this. Anioma is ready to go. It's the 6th Igbo state. And you both agree with me that the Igbos have had a short end of the stick in Nigeria. Beginning from 1881, the Ekumeku War, it took the British 31 years to conquer my people. And so we're punished for it. And it's also continuing the Civil War, which the Igbos, we're Igbos, we don't apologize. We are predominantly Igbos, but you find some people in the state who don't speak Igbo. Yes, I'm the first to admit that. Like the Onukomis, like some part of Kwale. But the bulk and majority of Anioma people in Aniocha North and South, Oshimili North and South, Ika North East, Ika South, Ndokwa East, Ndokwa West, and Okwani will speak Igbo. And one of us works for you here, Oji Ogbe, she speaks Igbo regularly, she's an Igbo girl. She won't deny that.
So how would the creation of Anioma State address the issue of underrepresentation of the Anioma people in the national arena?
As it is today, there are 6 zones in Nigeria. It's only the Southeast that has only 5 states. My brothers in the Northwest have 7. It's like some Nigerians have 2 heads. I think everybody should have only 1 head, because that would be a very ugly sight to look at. So we are simply calling on the government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to equalize all the zones. Make every zone in Nigeria 7 states. We're not saying take back from the Northwest, no. Just equalize the state. That means the Southeast will have 2. Anioma will be 1 because we are ready to go. And then between Anim State, Aba State, Adada State, Etiti State, Orashi State, Olu State, create another state for the Igbos in the Southeast, so that every zone in Nigeria has 7 states. Then let us go to 2027 and see how Asiwaju will not come back.
I'm actually wondering about what it says in the Constitution for the creation of a new state. The Constitution has some stringent conditions for the creation of a new state. It's historically difficult under civilian rule. How confident are you that Anioma state creation project can successfully navigate these hurdles?
Do I love this? You're talking about Section 8 of the Constitution of Nigeria. I'm a lawyer. Our senator, distinguished Senator Ned Nwoko, for people who don't know him, this is his picture. I don't know if your camera could catch it. He didn't start the struggle, but the man who started the struggle is Chief Dennis Osadebe. It's like a relay race. Chief Dennis Osadebe started it along with his grandfather, along with people like Nosike Ikpo, Jojo Rewa, Humphrey Werebo, you know. And so the last leg of the relay race is up to him. And Senator Ned has done very well. I'll tell you how. There are 109 senators in Nigeria. 90 of them have already approved Anioma State. Senator Ned Nwoko has been funding this project from his pocket. Now you're wondering how Senator Ned Nwoko came about such money. It's easy. Himself and Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala, who also is Anioma and has done so much for Nigeria, helped Nigeria recover so much funds running into hundreds of millions of dollars under Obasanjo. Ned does not work for the government, so as a lawyer, he's entitled to his commission. Okonjo-Iweala was working for the government at the time, so she was not entitled to any commission. It's part of what Ned was paid that he's using for the struggle. That is what this indefatigable, audacious, sagacious senator is going about. All we are simply saying is the 90 over 109, which Anioma has already scored in the Senate, which has gone through the first reading, the second reading, we're waiting for the third reading. We've just gone through the committee stage at Uyo and Enugu. We're calling on the 365 members of the House of Reps to do what they have done. And I also use this opportunity to thank the Senate President. Let me remove my cap. Thank you very much for the support you've given Anioma. Please don't get tired. Ikagunai. You are married to an Igbo woman and called Unoma, and Unoma and Anioma mean the same thing. Goodness. The goodness and mercy of the Lord shall follow Nigeria. So it's a spiritual thing. Don't forget that we are Igbos. We were given the worst end of the stick during the war. My people came out to welcome the federal troops into Asaba with dancing, powder. They were killed. So like in the Bible, the blood of Abel, the blood of the Igbos who were slaughtered during the Civil War and during the Ekumeku War is calling for justice. Make Anioma State the 6th Igbo state in Nigeria, and the federation will be balanced. Right now, whether I like Asiwaju Bola Tinubu are president or not, he has made the states more liquid. He even said yesterday that the governor should begin to spend more money in the rural areas. So there's money now to create states around every zone. So we are appealing, we are begging for Anioma State. And by the special grace of God, under the leadership of the indefatigable, audacious, and sagacious Senator Ned Nwoko, whose grandfather started this struggle along with Ojiba Haba, Dennis Osadebe gave us the state. We are ready to run. And one Anioma son did something yesterday, Tony Elumelu. He gave a guarantee to Lagos State government for food, 25 billion. So he asked us 25 billion naira to a state that is not from. What will a Tony Elumelu and a Jimovia do if you give us Anioma State? You don't think they will do a lot more than 25 billion naira? I know them and I think so, and I know so.
Okay, so what cultural significance does the creation of Anioma State hold for your people, and how do you think it will impact their identity, their sense of belonging?
Easy. First and foremost, if you ask any Nigerian youth, the greatest problem they're facing now is unemployment. If you create a new state, you create jobs. You create more local governments. Now, usually when you create a new state, when Edo Delta were created in 1991, civil servants were given the option of either retiring with a fat bonus or going to the state of your origin. I see that happening again. I see many youths being employed. If many youths are employed, security in that area will be better. Because like late Chief Mko Abiola would normally say, if you remove hunger from poverty, it becomes more bearable. So you create more jobs with that, that's one. You reduce crime, that's two. Kidnapping and murder and all that will go away. Thirdly, you will be reflecting the economy because you have to build Asaba. You don't have to build anything in Asaba, it's already up and running. But the local governments, headquarters like Iseluku, like Obiaruku, like Kwale, like Akuko Igbo, you know, I can go on like the publisher's place, Owoyibu. You will have to build more buildings there because you'll be creating more local government. Now, what happens when you're building? Contractors will have to employ the locals. People have to supply cement, supply water, supply gravel. Women will have to supply the food for the workers to eat. Pure water people will also have to supply all that. Now, while they are doing all that, nobody's going to talk about crime. Everybody will be hailing Asiwaju. Everybody will be hailing APC. Particularly the Igbos, who we believe Asiwaju loves and is about to equalize all the zones.
How are you addressing potential boundary disputes or resource sharing disagreements that might arise from excising Anioma out of Delta State?
That's a very good question. The first step is to get the state created. At this stage, we're not interested in whether we're in the southwest. We've been in the western region before in Anioma. We're comfortable. Whether we're in the southeast. Me, I'm already in the southeast. Can you see from what I'm wearing? Isiago is for Igbo Achiever. Me, I'm already in the southeast. Whether I take us to the north central, some Anioma people are from Asapu, for example. Some of them, a good number of them, owe their origin to Kogi State. So if you like to take me to north central, I don't mind. Give me Anioma State. After I give you the state, there will be a second referendum to determine which people want to join in. Ibanke, for example, wants to join in. Ekpo wants to join in. Onitsha, I'm hearing small, Kali, that they want to come because we're always a children. So it's a matter of boundary adjustment based on referendum conducted by INEC. So it's a fair process. It's not Nedwoko going to drag Ibanke people or going to drag Ekpo people or going to drag Onitsha people. No, it's a referendum. Where do you want to stay? And don't forget that self-identity is important. Personally, I'm tired of feeling from Delta State. I hope this year when I'm feeling the next storm, I can feel Anioma State as my state of origin. And I have God, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Akpabio, the Senate President, the Speaker of the House, and my indefatigable senator to thank.
Well, Chief Tony Ogana, Media and Publicity Director of Anioma State Creation Project, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday. And we do hope that you have cause to smile at the end of the day.
Thank you. Would you permit me to send a message to my people? Or,
very briefly, if you can do that in 1 second.
Yes, in fact, half a second. Can support our APC? Can we hear State?
I have said it time without number that this life is balanced. Now you choose not to stand well. You are not standing in truth. You are not standing in knowledge. You are standing in ignorance. You are standing in lies, falsehood, propaganda, and you think you will make the life to favor you. Hey, we have been able to cause an awakenness. We have been able to cause a revolution. We have been able to establish a fact that Igbos are not just in Southeast, that we are in Delta. We find ourselves in Edo, we find ourselves in Kogi, in Benue, in Bayelsa, in Akwa Ibom, in Cross River, in River State. 8 additional states joined to the Southeast. We are cut across those places. And we are not saying the whole state belongs to us. We have established this fact. But as small as it is, like the 6 communities in Ibanke that are in those states, like the Ekpo and the Iru, this is what we're talking about. We're not saying the entire Edo state are Igbos, no. But we have been able to establish this fact. And that is why when you look at the petition those guys were submitting, they could not again write. I think they were saying, Nabini get the land, that the Banke people are migrants. But in the petition, they are now trying to change the narrative by saying Nedwoko is inciting violence, is bringing tension. When I go shift the goalpost tire, I've given you hints of how to go about it. But you people don't want to learn. And according to VDM, you will learn in a very hard way. I think it's one of your sons. That is the truth. As it is now, referendum will decide whether Igbanke will join Anioma or not. And the referendum will be conducted by the inside the Igbanke people by the INEC, not you. Not even in Benin. If you, I've given people a hint. I said the best way you can go about it is to let love lead. You should be buying the minds of Igbanke people by telling them not to leave, that this is what you can do for them. But you people are still going about it, dragging, insulting, accusing, preaching propaganda. It's 21st century. You don't know you are practicing democracy. This is not military era. This is not 16th or 17th century when everything is done by force. It's democracy. People must decide where they have to belong. And it is by voting they will choose. And the choice is for the Igbanke to make, not you. You can talk from here reach tomorrow. Just like we are in Delta State, you people are shouting at will, you own the land, but you cannot come and chase us out of this place. Because the land is our own. We are not doing it by force. We are telling you by fact and evidence. You people have not learned that those falsehood, those propaganda, we will not find in 21st century. I don't have much to say. You heard my brother, Ogana. That is my own brother, Onitubo precisely. In fact, from my house, you will see his house. Assuming I'm at home in village now, I will stay in the upstairs and show you his own house. That is my brother, Onitubo, speaking. And everything is clean and clear. He didn't hide it. I'm out of here, Joe.